Hi, Aria. How are you? I am trying to figure this out. For some reason, I can't see comments from my laptop. How are you doing, Aria? Welcome. Okay, there, I see you now. How's everything going? How's school? We live in Springfield, so we live in the same county. So are you enjoying your online classes? My boys have finally started too, so we're excited about that we have finally a schedule. Let's see. So if anyone else has joined us today, welcome. Welcome to Tea Time with Lady D. My name is Deveva. Aria has been with us, I think, since we started doing our tea party, so I'm very happy that you were able to join us again this afternoon. And if you're a first time joining us, so our tea parties, for our virtual children's tea parties, we incorporate tea time. We go over, so today we're going to go over a little bit about the teas and the different types. We're going to have a tea party, and we are going to also have two stories today. So the first one is going to be about a band of fairies. And the second one, if you have been with us before for tea parties, you'll see that I love llamas too, apart from tea. So this is a pre-Mother's Day llama and her mom. So that's what this is about. So it's a lot, both of them I really enjoy. But, so what we also go over is we talk about what's in our teacup today. Hi, Prasha, how are you? Thank you for coming with the boys. I don't know if you saw my post from before, but I'll show the teacup again. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful surprise. I love all of the Disney movies, so I will show everyone what that is. And thank you. Happy Mother's Day from Aria. Thank you. Same to you and to your mom, Farah. So hi, Prashan kids. So let's get started. Okay. So as we put out, I'm going to move this to the side. So our teacups and saucers. So if you're joining us for the first time, if you just want to set up on your dining room table, it could be a coffee table. If you have your own little craft table, it can just be anywhere that you feel comfortable having your tea. And if you don't have a teacup and saucer, you know, imagination play and pretend, that's always big for me, and just being creative of what we have in the house. But I will say that talk to your parents, and they can go online, and it's on bloomingarrow.com, but we have tea party to go in boxes. So you'll get real china, a real teacup, a saucer, and it can also come with a craft. But we'll talk about that at another tea party. But I'm going to go ahead and set up real quick. I just wanted to show you a couple of items. And we're actually featuring a new tea from, let's see, from Belicia Tea, and they specialize in children's teas. So they sent me all of these samples, but one of them today that we're gonna have is the Fairy Berry. And it'll be my first time trying it, so we'll get to try that together. So Prasha says, so glad you liked it. Let's see, haven't seen your live yet, but from yesterday, I'm going to soon. Okay. So this is my fairy tea set, and I've actually had this. It's probably one of the first ones that I had gotten. So from my collection that's over here on the left-hand side when I do story times, I keep all of the ones that family members have given me, or if I've collected them from different locations. So this is actually a tea room in McLean, and it's escaping me the name of it, but it's a manor, and it's historic. And I saw this, so this is adorable. I don't know if you can see it, but this is where you have this is the sugar caddy, and it has like a leaf. I've had this spoon. Here's a creamer, It's really pretty. So you like that? So it's a set of 8 that I got, and I really rarely get to use it. So I figured when we do fairy themed tea parties, I would use this. So it's the shape of a flower, the saucer, and then it has the matching teacup. And if you can see inside, it looks like flowers. It's like a flower in bloom. And then it has the matching dessert plate. So it's a lot of fun. So your napkin. So you need your teacup, your saucer, if you have a creamer, and sugar caddy, and your napkin. So what do we do first? Oh, and our teaspoon. What do we do first when we sit at the table? And this is not just at a tea table, but it can be at the regular dining room table. So we have a napkin, so we unfold it, and we put it on our lap. And the reason why, and we've talked about this before, is so that if any crumbs were to fall or your tea or something were to spill, it would fall on the napkin and not on your dress or your outfit. So that's what that's for. So why don't we go ahead? So as I had mentioned, Belicia had sent me some samples of tea, and this is the fairy tea, the fairy berry. Oh, it's so pretty. So let me pour this really close, and you can see the pink. So it's the berries that have been infused or steeped. So I don't know if you can see it. There you go. So I'm going to try it. So if you have your tea in your teacup, cheers. And also, if you wanted to let me know, I think a couple of folks have joined. Just let me know what your name is, where you're calling us from, or where you're joining us at the tea table. And I do say cheers all the time, but this is not something that you would do at a tea party that's not with family. But I just like doing that. This is so good. Yum, yum. So we'll talk about Belisa teas at another time, and we're also going to try some others. But today, I actually thought I would try some sugar. So if you don't, sugar cubes, you can get them mostly at the larger grocery stores. But do you see this sugar cube? So it's a little square, and it's the perfect size to put in your teacup. So usually I don't have sugar, but for some reason, I'm in the mood for a little bit of a sweetened sugar. So anyone would like to share what they have in their teacup today? I'm going to put this here. Let's see. So what you'll do with your spoon. So let's see. Aria is having macaroon mint tea. Oh, Moroccan, sorry. Moroccan mint tea with honey and oranges. And you are also eating cucumbers, carrots, and dates. That is very healthy, and it sounds delicious. And I actually have, my friend is from Morocco, so I did have a mint tea years ago, but it was very refreshing. And, okay, so do you see with a teacup, so there's many different ways that I hear you're supposed to do it right, do it clockwise, anti-clockwise. But the main thing to remember is not to, can you hear this? You don't want to clank your teacup, or you don't want to make this scraping sound. So you just want to go in a circle and just slowly stir it. And you're not going to bang here. You're just going to, one little swoop like that, put it down, and like this, okay? And again, it's actually, some people think that it is proper to put the pinky up, and it's actually not. But, so what you'll do is you'll cup it like this with your thumb, and you'll hold it like that. Now, if you're just learning how to hold your teacup, if you feel more comfortable holding it with 2 hands, or even hooking it, which is fine, and as you practice, you'll hold it like this. But I'd rather you feel comfortable and not spill your drinks. So here you go. This is very good. So it definitely tastes different with sugar. So let's see what else. So Prasha and the boys are drinking chai tea with homemade cake. Wow. So did you and the boys make the cake together, or was it grandmother that made it? So we'll see if we get an answer from there. All right, so as everyone is sitting down and nibbling on their food, I will go ahead and talk a little bit about the teas that I have here that I wanted to show you, all the different colors that teas come in, and then we'll do story time. And I actually have some water here, so. And I do apologize if I start rubbing my eyes a little bit and coughing, is that my allergies, and I know a couple of folks have put online a couple of tips for me. So let's see, I will move this out of the way. Let me move this. I'll be able to enjoy this a little bit later. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about teas. We're not going to spend too much time talking about teas. I want to make sure that we have enough time for our 2 stories that we're going to read. Okay, so the boys, they said a little too messy, so your mom Prasha made it herself. But I'd love to see pictures. I can't wait. All right, so here is my tea caddy, and this is just a couple of the ones that I keep in my tea room. The rest I have upstairs in a small little cabinet in the corner of my kitchen countertop. But I just wanted to show you different samples. So this here is lavender. I know your mom and dad know what this is for. It's very soothing. It smells amazing. There's actually lavender fields in Maryland and Virginia. This is my special blend that I had from when I made on my birthday. Here are some rose petals. So if you had seen us and joined us for a tea party before, you could see the rose petals, and I sometimes make some rose petal water. This down here is from Alden Street Tea Shop. So this is called Unicorn Dreams, and it may be hard, but there's some sprinkles inside. So as you can see, this is actually loose tea. And this is a good example also. So this is from Juice and Berries. And I wish you could all smell these because they smell amazing. So this is a different canister. You can see that. So a lot of times, see, so this is loose tea. And a lot of times at home or at the grocery stores, you'll see them in bags, but this is what's inside, or they have different blends, different flavors, if you want caffeinated or decaffeinated. And so that's what's special about Belicia teas, is that all of them are for children and they're decaffeinated and they smell amazing. So let me show you an example of a tea bag. So you'll get some that are almost like a paper, a really light paper with a little string and a tag. But then there's this type too. So basically what you see here loose is in a very delicate mesh bag. And they gave me all types of flavors. There's Warrior Punch, Dragon Moon, what else? The Royal Tea, and the Cloud Catcher. So you see it in here. So that's a little sachet, and then so they put a little bit of what's in the blend, and this is good enough for 1 teacup. So that's what I actually had put in the teapot. I just put enough water so that it could be for the perfect size for a teacup. And what you want to do is, when you have the teas, you just want to make sure that you are put them in something sealed and not too warm, like in room temperature, so that it doesn't dry out or lose its flavor. So there, I'm just sharing some of my tea caddy, different types of blends that I have. How's everyone's tea? Is everyone having a good time drinking their tea, eating their cake and vegetables? All right. So what I will do is I'm going to move over the camera so I can get closer, and we have some special guests as before. So you know that my tea room is also where some of my fairies that live inside. They are right here. So if you can see the little light that's on. So right here is Papa John, and he's also reading the story. So he'll be right here with us, right in the front. And we have my little llama, Toby, who's going to be joining us, and he's on the bench too. So hopefully you'll get to see him. All right, so let me move everything closer. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully that will be, I think that's close enough. It looks so pretty outside, but if you've been outside today, it is super cold and windy. So I think we're good. Okay. Not sure if you can still see. Here we go. Our little friends. Okay, so just real quick, so we'll talk about A Band of Fairies. This is our first story. And this is from our local author, Barbara Nasser. And so if you joined us for the tea party that had the kitten, the adopted kitten, this is her second book, and she's local. So you can just check out the tags that we have on this event, so that she sells them through Amazon, and she can just have these delivered directly to your home. So this is our first story that we're going to read. And then the second one is the llama that I had gotten online, and it has to do with a little adorable llama who is getting ready for Mother's Day. So I thought it would be appropriate to read. Okay, so this is our first story, and it's called A Band of Fairies. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a group of fairies played in a band. They lived deep in the forest, in the tops of trees. They were very ever so careful not to be seen. One day, while out hiking, I heard in the hollow a sound so inviting, I decided to follow. The music was sweet, a delight to my ears. In the distance I heard tiny voices and cheers. Almost hidden from the world down below, a fairy played violin with a sparkly bow. I saw others performing and suddenly knew that the fairy band rumors were actually true. As I sat still and listened, a twig loudly snapped. Bewildered and startled, I decided to clap. I saw in their eyes I had caught them off guard, for they had never seen a human in their own backyard. They fluttered about and then hid behind leaves. Some twittered like birds, others buzzed like bees. They were as curious about me as I was about them, and sent their bravest out on a limb. When I asked for her name, she said, "I'm Jasmine, lead fairy. Meeting a human is a wee bit scary." Her eyes were bright green and her face was just beaming. At that moment, I knew for sure that I was not dreaming. She floated down, landing in the palm of my hand. I'd like you to meet the rest of the band. Frosty Breeze plays the piano keys, while Briar Thistle blows a whistle. Giselle plays a tinkly bell, while Jolene plays the tambourine. The tambourine. Brooke bangs the river rocks, while Jute plays the flute. Tharp plays the harp, and Leicester strums the guitar. I'm delighted to meet you and the rest of your clan. I'm charmed by your music. It sounds just grand. As I sat down among them on the moss-covered ground, they placed on my head a golden crown. They touched my heart in a magical way. What a beautiful place to be queen for the day. As shadow branches and twilight appeared, I knew that heading for home grew near. They asked me to stay for the night in the woods. I told them I'd love to if only I could. They escorted me back to the edge of the pond as Jasmine sprinkled me with glitter from her magical wand. I gently waved and blew them a kiss as I heard a tiny whisper while still in their midst. If you believe in magic and always stay true, fairies will bring you joy and watch over you. Finale, the end. Thank you, Barbara, for sending us the second book. It is very cute, very appropriate for our little fairy house that we have in the back, and also in the fairy garden that I have in my backyard too. Okay, so are we still sipping on our drinks? We're still nibbling away on our food? Okay, so our next one, so this is for you, Toby. He's been waiting. He hasn't heard this story before, so he's excited. Okay, so this is called Llama Llama Mother's Day Present. And before I forget, I forgot to mention it before. So I know that here in America we pronounce llama as llama, but I have always, Spanish is my second language, so we pronounce it as llama. So that's why I always say llama instead of llama. Okay. It's almost Mother's Day. All of the llama's friends have made big plans to celebrate. Luna created a special card. Nellie planned a day outside. Gilroy is writing a song, and Euclid is making an Eiffel Tower out of toothpicks. Wow, that's really creative, huh? You all have such great ideas, Llama says. I want to make my mama's Mother's Day amazing too. He decides to make Mama a breakfast of all of her favorite foods and bring it to her in bed. His friends agree. This is a great idea. Llama visits his grandparents. They help him practice making and serving pancakes. Breakfast in bed, says Llama, presenting the plate to Grandma. Grandma says, taking a bite. Delicious. Llama tells them about the rest of his Mother's Day plans. First, Mama and I will build a fort, then we'll go on the slip and slide, make pizzas, go to the playground, and it will be so much fun, he says. Grandma Llama laughs. She points out that those are Llama's favorite things, not Mama's. Llama needs to come up with a new plan. The next day, Llama sees his friends at school. He tells them about his secret mission to find out things his mother likes. If I watch and listen very closely, he explains, I'll know exactly what Mama wants for Mother's Day. Like a spy, says Gilroy Goat. Llama's teacher, Zelda Zebra, has a special plan too. With Mother's Day coming up, she says, I have a class gift for us to create for our moms. She explains that they will be making a class quilt together, each student designing their own square. Llama and his friends get to work. When Llama gets home that day, he follows his mother around the house. He listens to everything she says and looks for clues to what she would like for Mother's Day. Some cut flowers would look so lovely right here, she says. I do like paddle games and lemonade and gardening, she continues. I love pancakes, she explains over the phone. Pancakes? Llama whispers to himself. I knew it. Now he has lots of ideas for Mother's Day. The night before Mother's Day, Llama sits on his bed and looks at his long list of activities. He has planned so many of Mama's favorite things to do. That's it, he tells his stuffed llama, Fuzzy. Every minute is filled up. It will be the perfect Mother's Day for Mama. Hey, where is she? Llama wonders. Llama decides to check on Mama. He hops out of bed and quietly tiptoes downstairs. He overhears his mother on the phone again. Actually, I don't have any Mother's Day plans at all, she tells Mama Gnu. A low-key, relaxing Mother's Day sounds pretty perfect to me. It does? Gasps Llama, shocked. I'll be fine if we do nothing at all, Mama Llama continues on the phone. Llama looks at his long list of activities. He doesn't know what to do. He crumbles up the paper. The next day, Llama sits on the kitchen table and colors with his stuffed llama. "Remember, Fuzzy," he says, "we can't make a big deal about Mother's Day." Mama Llama walks in the room with a big smile on her face. "Good morning, my llama mama. My little llama, sorry," she says. "Morning," says Llama. "Happy Mother's Day." Mama thinks Llama is going to surprise her by making pancakes, but he just keeps on coloring instead. Mama Llama looks out the living room window. She watches Nellie and Mama Gnu rollerblade down the street. She sees Luna give her mom a beautiful card. She hears Gilroy sing a special Mother's Day song. "Looks like fun," says Llama's mom. "It does?" Llama replies, surprised. "Mama, I had big plans too," he tells her. "What happened?" "Oh, Llama, she replies. "This is so sweet. I didn't know you had big plans for today." Mama Llama takes Llama's hooves into her own. "I'm a very lucky mama," she says. "I love you, kiddo." "I love you too, Mama," Llama replies. They share a big hug. "Can we still do a few things on the list?" Llama asks. Mama Llama smiles and nods. Llama jumps up and down. First, Llama makes Mama breakfast in bed. Next, he brings her a big bouquet of flowers. Then they swing together in the sunshine. There still is one more big Mother's Day surprise. Llama and his mother meet all of their friends outside school. "Happy Mother's Day, everyone," Zelda Zebra says, welcoming them. "I'm here to present a very special gift from your children." She unfolds the quilt to reveal all of the special squares made by her students. Llama's squares is right on top. "This is so beautiful," Mama Llama explains. "I love it." She gives Llama a big hug. Mama and Llama press their noses together. "Thank you, little Llama, for the best Mother's Day ever," Mama says. Llama beams proudly. The day had turned out to be the perfect day after all. Isn't that an adorable story? I thought it was very cute when I saw it, and I said, this is perfect. It'll take care of Mother's Day story and also talk about a llama. So, for all the mamas out there, I wish you a happy Mother's Day. And I know that Llama had a lot of plans and a lot of things going on, but with everything going on right now, I know that we have to get more creative, right, with the things that we have at home. So there are many things. I think, as a mom, I think the important thing is that we want our children to spend time with us and talk together, maybe have tea together, just spend some good quality time with their kids. So I think that's the most important thing. And maybe you can do a handmade card or draw something. Just find things that are around your house, okay? But I quickly wanted to show you my gift that Prash's boys had gotten me. It was very thoughtful. You didn't need to do it. So they had actually ordered the teacup set to celebrate Mother's Day tomorrow, so I can't wait to see the pictures. But isn't this adorable? So this is Chip from Beauty and the Beast. And I'll tell you something really funny. So when it came in the box, and when I opened it, and I was like, oh, this is so pretty, so cute. And then I look and I'm like, oh no, there's a chip in it. And then I realized, what do you think that is? It's Chip. So he has a chip. So I'm like, oh, silly me. But this is very cute. I really appreciate it. It's very thoughtful. I'm definitely going to have my tea this afternoon. And then the next time when we have a tea party, I will drink from the teacup. So again, I wish everyone a happy weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mamas out there. And next week, we haven't decided on which day. But if you've heard of the story, The Tiger Who Came to Tea, that's a really fun book. So I will be reading that with tea time and story time. And for your moms and dads, we also have our recordings on YouTube with different local businesses, also international. So just some great tea time that we have. And then just a reminder that we are selling our tea sets, what we call our tea party to go. So that's actually looks like this, but online you have more samples. So this is an example of what one of the teacups would look like, and we have different themes. So based on our fairy theme, this is what you would make. So you would get a teacup and saucer and all of these supplies to make your own fairy house. And it can also be a bird house because we have the garden theme also. And so if you joined us for the llama tea party, the Happy Llama, we had actually done the DIY project and we drew out the llama with the worksheet, and then you got to color it in. But what I decided was, so it's on canvas. So this is part of your craft kit. This will be cut out for you. We will send you the worksheet, but this is pre-cut. And we will send this to you with some markers. And I don't know if you can see, but there's stickers on here. So you can get to draw and make your own llama picture, and you can hang it somewhere or put it somewhere in your room. So all of these are on our website on bloomingarrow.com. And if you have any questions, just contact us. But again, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week for The Tiger Who Came to Tea. Take care.